Shalom Acres. We've been getting several contacts lately asking specifically how we're handling some winter feeding for our chickens and also our sheep. So we thought today we'd go ahead and do a little video showing exactly how we mix our food and what we're doing as far as giving them some different things in the wintertime to specifically worm them and just keep them nice and healthy. So, but before we get into that, I just want to make sure that if, and I'm not sure if it's specific to breed or not, but I can tell you almost every winter we battle with our chickens. They start slowing down in egg production. And typically what that means for us is usually a couple different things. We always check their water source, make sure it's in real good, good condition. After their water, then we go ahead and check to make sure they've got enough oyster shells. And, so that way they're getting enough calcium so they're not actually depleting their bodies. And then after that, what we'll do is we'll actually start bumping up their food quantities because we know in the wintertime they burn more calories. It takes them a lot more energy to stay warm. We also make sure their coop is nice and we take away all the drafts. So we've sealed the coop already up with the exception of the door and a little bit of ventilation for cross ventilation. But all the top gaps and everything like that are all closed up. So right now what we've had to do for our chickens, we've got 45 chickens in here. And what we had been giving them, we had to give them an additional 2 pounds worth of food in order to get them all back up and laying. And I say all of them back up and laying. Like I said, we've got 45 chickens, 40 of them are hens. And we're getting about 28 to 30 eggs a day. So we're getting about 3/4 of our chickens are laying right now, which for the wintertime, we're feeling good about that. So anyway, we'll go inside now as far as in our garage and we'll show you how we're taking care of the feed for the animals. Thanks for staying with us. Okay, so what we've got here is we just mix our stuff up in a 6-gallon bucket. So we've got some cracked corn in there and I've got 1 scoop of just a layer pellet. I end up putting in a 2nd scoop. Stir it around a little bit. Just mix that cracked corn in there. And then I'm giving them almost a 3rd full scoop. And this is just over 8 pounds worth of food that we're giving the chickens. Now what I'm going to do is, this is the apple cider vinegar that we made. So I'm just going to give it a little shake. And I'm looking for about between 1/3 and 1/2 cup is what I'm putting in here. So just a little bit in there. Now I take my scoop here, this metal scoop. It's got a little longer reach to it. And all I'm doing is just mixing it around. And there's a lot less powder flying around. And now what we're going to do is I've got a half cup of diatomaceous earth. We're putting that in there. And then again, I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. The reason why I put the apple cider in first is because it gives a little bit of wetness to the pellets and also to the cracked corn. Then that allows me to not ingest it because it just falls in there. So it's fine if you eat it, but I don't think you're supposed to inhale diatomaceous earth. So that's what we do for the chickens, and I like to specifically do that the day before. So it's morning. So it's Thursday morning and this won't get fed until Friday morning. I like to let the apple cider vinegar specifically absorb and soak more into the actual pellets. So this one will get out of the way. Now we're going to do the sheep. So here's our sheep bucket. You can see I put a little bit more apple cider vinegar in this one because there's a little bit stuck in there after we fed them. Now I just come down in here. I just get 2 good scoops. So we got our alfalfa now. Here's our garlic. So this is part of our braids that we did. If you saw our garlic video on that earlier, that's just one of the main reasons why we raise a lot of garlic. So now we're taking these garlic cloves, I'm just taking them and busting them up, getting them down inside there. See them break apart. I put about two usually heads in each one. Now we're back to the apple cider vinegar again. Knocks down the dust. This time I'm looking for between half and about 3/4 of a cup. A little bit extra for the sheep. It's about the same quantity of food as far as the weight, but the pellets, these alfalfa pellets, will soak up a little bit more of the apple cider vinegar. As you're stirring it, you'll actually see the dust level decrease, and you'll actually start to smell the apple cider start to come up. That's usually when I know I'm really close. This time I'll take a heaping, half a cup. Put that in there. Again, stir it around. And you can see there's no dusting from that, which is good, because we don't want to breathe that in. It's all mixed in there real well. And now, hang on one second, I'll be right back. I've got to get the kelp. Okay, so this is the kelp we're giving them. It's 4 animals. Like I told you, the reason why we're switched over to this, and I'm giving them about 1/4 of a cup. The reason why we're switching over from the kelp to the kale that I think you saw in one of Luke's earlier videos is specifically because the price of it went crazy from our supplier. We had been getting it for $75 or just under $75 for a 50-pound bag. And now this year it's up to almost $160 for a 50-pound bag. So don't know if there's something going on in the oceans. But anyway, we decided we're going to switch over to, instead of the kelp, we're going to switch over to kale. We still feel real good about that as far as from a health standpoint. And again, we'll let the sheep one mix this around. So now in the sheep we've got diatomaceous earth, we've got garlic, we've got kelp, we've got the apple cider vinegar, and we've got the alfalfa pellets. And this again will sit for 24 hours before we feed it, and that just ensures a good ferment and allows everything to absorb and soak into where it needs to be. And I tell you, in the morning time when we feed, the animals just go crazy for it. You know, just like anything else, you know, you put those topping coats and stuff like that on there, and you think it may deter the animals from eating it because it's a different smell. But we right away start with this at the beginning of the year. From the first time we feed them, this is what they get. So it's not like they don't know any difference. So as soon as they feed, you know, if you don't give them a difference, they won't notice it. So hopefully this gives you some ideas on your homestead. Thank you for watching. If you got any questions or any good tips that you're doing on your homestead, you know, to either increase egg production in the wintertime or keep your animals healthy, we'd love to see them on the bottom. It'd be great to get some shared learnings. Thanks again for watching. Shalom.